Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
A veteran and mother of two hit and killed while crossing the street.
They damaged me, they damaged my brother, they damaged our whole family because of a bad decision that they made.
As police search for the driver or drivers that may have killed her, her family is emphasizing the life she led. That 58-year-old mother hit and killed crossing 7 Mile Road near Telegraph last Wednesday.
The family desperate for answers tonight. Jason Colthorpe live with the latest in the investigation and how the family's dealing with the loss.
Yeah, Devin, one thing I can tell you for sure, 58-year-old Joy Bodley made her mark in this life. She will certainly not be a woman that is forgotten anytime soon, and unfortunately for her family, neither will be the way she was taken from them. Joy Bodley was the person always smiling and the one who tried to make you smile.
Nothing's going to bring her back, but just to show her love and the support that she had in her community is nice to see.
Friends and family remembering her Tuesday night near the spot she was hit and killed last Wednesday while crossing 7 Mile to catch the bus to work.
Because I had talked to her moments before that happened. I told her to make sure that she stays safe, and have a good night at work, and that I love her. And she said thanks, and she loves me.
Her son, concerned about his identity while the driver is still out there, says he and his family didn't even find out about what happened for more than 2 days.
Woke up like 3:45 in the morning to a text telling me that my sister had died. Wasn't nobody even aware of the accident at first. So yeah, it was a shock.
Bodley was in the military in the 80s before starting a family. She worked in public schools and dreamt of starting her own business, tutoring students. And that compassion showed, even to her son's friends.
It was always a joke. Like, she would come to me and be like, well, y'all been outside all day. I guess y'all not hungry, huh? Yes, we're hungry, but we're not going to tell you that. You're going to make us something to eat anyway because you love us, that's all.
That love now pushing them to find who did this.
They could have stopped.
Right now,
they could have saved her.
1 to 30.
They really could have possibly saved her. And now we're permanently damaged for the rest of our days.
Yeah, this family hurting right now. By the way, they have set up an online fundraiser to help with funeral costs. They've raised a couple thousand so far, but if you'd like to help, we've put a link to that with this story on our website, clickondetroit.com. We're on the west side tonight. Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
It's just awful, Jason. Where does the investigation stand tonight?
Unfortunately, no arrests at this point, and at first it seemed pretty hopeful with the video you saw within that story. That came from the marathon, which is right across the street. A car pulled out and clipped her right here where we're standing, and they believe that another car may have hit her as well. But police right now will take tips. If anybody knows anything about this, give them a call.
Yeah.
Devin.
All right, Jason.
All right, well, we hope you like the colder temperatures because after tonight, we're not going to be warming up anytime soon.
And let's throw a little wind in there. That'll be a concern as well coming up, Paul.
Yeah, the winds are going to gust tonight between 20 and 30 miles per hour, so that's not dangerous or anything, but you might hear a little window rattling if you're trying to sleep. Right now, though, temperatures are warmer than the average high for the day. Our average high is 32. Look at this, 34 in Detroit, 33 in Troy. West Bloomfield, you're at 33 degrees. We have 34 in Livonia. Down in our south zone, 34 at Dundee. Same thing at Monroe, 35 at Lambertville, 33 in Deerfield. And in our west zone, Whitmore Lake, you're at 32. We have 32 in Ann Arbor, 31 in Milford. And in our north zone, a couple of upper 20s here, Deckerville and Sandusky, but the rest of us are in the low 30s. Now, tomorrow morning when you wake up, it's even going to be warmer in some spots, even in the mid to upper 30s in spots. But watch what happens as a cold front starts coming through. By noon, 20s to the north, low 30s to the south. We're all in the 20s by 3 o'clock with wind chill colder than that. And then actual temperatures, even in the teens by dinner time. So for the kids on the bus stop, basically maybe a couple of drops or flakes in the morning. Not big deal stuff. Dry in the afternoon, but breezy with those wind chills in the teens. I'll be back to talk more about the forecast for the weekend ahead and the big storm again down south coming up in a few minutes, guys.
Paul. Former Detroit City Councilman Andre Spivey is going to be in front of a federal judge tomorrow morning to learn if he's heading to prison.
Spivey's attorney is asking for probation, saying he cooperated with the FBI in the ongoing corruption investigation into the city's towing operations. Victor Williams joins us live. So, Victor, what are prosecutors saying about his cooperation in this case?
Well, Kimberly and Devin, last week prosecutors were saying that he was doing the exact opposite, not cooperating, and because of that reason, they want him to serve some time. As we inch closer to sentencing for former Detroit City Councilman Andre Spivey, one of the biggest deciding factors in how severe his sentencing will be is just how much he's cooperated with the FBI during this investigation. Prosecutors want a 40-month sentence, previously saying that Spivey was uncooperative by allegedly leaking information that nearly compromised the investigation. It's believed that when Spivey agreed to help the FBI, he told a staff member also involved in the bribery conspiracy investigation to watch out for the FBI, and supposedly leaked the identity of a confidential FBI source to another public official. All of this information eventually gets back to the wrong person. Today, in a 5-page response, Spivey revealed how that was a miscommunication and how he did all he could to help, even though it turned out not to be useful in the investigation. The response states he only spoke in general terms with said colleague, mainly speaking about business matters. He also claims when asked to wear a wire, he cooperated by buying clothes equipped with recording devices and even agreed to wear eyeglasses disguised with cameras. And Spivey is just hoping for probation, but of course we'll keep you updated on the outcome of this sentencing, both on air and online. Victor Williams, Local 4.
We will indeed be following it, Victor. We appreciate it. Well, today the government launched a new website where Americans can order free at-home COVID tests.
And if you're interested, you can go to the website, which is covidtests.gov. There's a limit of 4 test kits per household, and please note that delivery will take 7 to 12 days after you order. Also today, Congressman Dan Kildee tested positive for COVID. He says he's going to quarantine at home now for the rest of the week. Tomorrow, Michigan is going to release its latest update on COVID infections in the state, and we'll have that for you then. But following a rapid increase in COVID cases last month, the level of infection appears to be dropping significantly in Macomb County.
That's according to data from sanitary sewage testing. It's a process that's a leading early indicator of future reported clinical cases. Health experts say it's conducted regularly from 7 sewage districts covering all of Clinton Township. Data showed the level of COVID cases spiked dramatically last month, and recent data pulled on January 4th, 9th, and 11th showed a sharp decline.
A manhunt is underway on Detroit's west side for the robber who shot and killed a 64-year-old liquor store clerk. Happened last night inside the store on James Cousins near 8 Mile and Greenfield. Police say the worker was shot several times after opening a door to exit the register area, and he died at the scene. The gunman then demanded another worker open the cash registers. If you've got any information about what's happened as police try to find a killer, contact Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP.
City of Detroit names an interim fire commissioner. Chuck Sims has worked inside the fire department for 35 years, most recently as a second deputy fire commissioner, and he's a native Detroiter.
Thank you, Mayor Duggan, for your leadership and this unbelievable opportunity to serve as interim fire commissioner for the city of Detroit. I am humbled, I'm grateful, and to be perfectly candid, I'm bursting with excitement inside. I want to focus on addressing the morale, as well as uplifting and celebrating our first responders.
Sims replaces former Detroit Fire Commissioner Eric Jones, whose last day with the department was Friday. The city will conduct a nationwide search for a permanent commissioner.
A Ferris State University professor who was suspended after making that provocative video for his students is threatening to sue if the school doesn't lift that sanction.
If you want to go complain to your dean, you go ahead. I'm retiring at the end of this year, and I couldn't give a flying any longer.
Barry Miller sent a 14-minute video you see here at the start of the new term, filled with profanity and remarks about grades, plagiarism, and classroom attendance during the pandemic. His attorney warned the school today about the potential lawsuit, saying that his client is protected by the First Amendment and a contract between the university and its faculty.
AT&T and Verizon announcing they are going to delay the debut of their new 5G cell service near some airports over safety and flight cancellation concerns. Companies invested tens of billions in 5G coverage. It was set to roll out starting at midnight tonight. This delay comes after the FAA and the airlines warned the new 5G towers could interfere with equipment on passenger planes. We don't know yet how long these delays will last.